What if you could become so completely different in the next 90 days that you would uneven recognize yourself? And I'm not talking about a new haircut or a different wardrobe. I mean a fundamental shift in your energy, your confidence, and the way you carry yourself through the world. A reinvention so profound that people from your past would say, I knew you, but I don't know this version of you. It's a hard truth, but most people who try to transform their lives fail. It's not because they don't want it enough. It's because they don't have a system. They get a random burst of motivation, try to change everything all at once, and then poof, they burn out and fall right back into their old patterns. They treat personal growth like a sprint, when it's really an architectural project. You're building a new life, and for that, you need a blueprint. In this video, I am going to give you the exact 5-step framework that top performers use to build an elite life from the ground up. This isn't about fluffy, feel-good speeches. It's a repeatable system for developing what psychologist Carol Dweck famously called a growth mindset. And while the science around its specific effects is sometimes debated, the core idea is a game changer. This is the system that separates the wishful thinkers from the high achievers. Steal this framework, and I promise your life will never be the same. Let's get into it. Section 1. The Mindset Rebrand. From fixed to fluid, the entire foundation of your transformation, the bedrock upon which everything else is built, is your mindset. Most people operate with a fixed mindset. They believe their intelligence, talent, and personality are static, unchangeable traits. They think, I'm just not a good public speaker, or I've never been disciplined. This language becomes a prison. When you believe I am something, you'll unconsciously ignore any opportunity that contradicts that story. So the first step is to burn that old story to the ground. You have to consciously shift to a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Your brain isn't fixed, it's plastic. Now, this neuroplasticity isn't some magic superpower. It does have its limits and tends to decrease as we age. But the key takeaway is that learning and adaptation are always possible. The person you are today is not the person you have to be tomorrow. So, how do you actually do this? You start by changing your language. The most powerful word you can add to your vocabulary is yet. You aren't good at public speaking yet. You aren't a disciplined person yet. This tiny word shatters the permanence of a fixed mindset and opens the door to possibility. Next, you have to stop identifying with your past failures. A fixed mindset says, I failed, so I'm a failure. A growth mindset says, I failed, so I learned. Failure isn't an identity. It's data. It's feedback. The most successful people on earth don't avoid failure. They fail the most and learn the fastest. Here's your first mission. For the next week, conduct a thought audit. Grab a journal, and every time you catch yourself saying, I can't, or I'm not, write it down. At the end of the day, rewrite those sentences from a perspective of growth. I'm terrible with money becomes, I am learning how to manage my finances effectively. This isn't just fluffy positive thinking. You're strategically rewiring how you see yourself. You're detaching your identity from your current abilities and reattaching it to your potential. This is the switch that makes everything else possible. Section 2. The Architect's Blueprint. Vision and Reverse Engineering. Once you've unlocked your mindset, you can't just sprint forward with blind enthusiasm. You need a destination. You need a blueprint. If you don't have a crystal clear vision for who you want to become, you'll make a bunch of random changes that don't add up to anything. You heard the saying, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there, and there is usually right back where you started. This step is about becoming the architect of your future self, and I want you to get brutally specific. Most people's goals are just vague wishes. I want to be successful. I want to be healthy. These aren't goals. They're daydreams. An elite framework demands precision. Take out your journal and write down the date, 1 year from today. Now, describe the person you've become in vivid detail. Don't just write what you have. Write who you are. What does this future you do the moment they wake up? How do they carry themselves? How do they handle stress? What skills have they mastered? What does their bank account look like? Write it all in the present tense, like it's already happened. This isn't just a fantasy. It's a neurological tool that primes your brain for success. Once you have this picture, you reverse engineer it. This is where most people get tripped up. They see the huge gap between today and that vision and just get overwhelmed. The key is to break it down. Let's say your 1-year vision includes being in the best shape of your life. The outcome, be it 15% body fat with tons of energy. The output, to get there, you need to complete 150 workouts and eat 300 healthy meals. The input, to do that, you need to hit the gym 3 times a week and prep your meals every Sunday. See the difference? Get healthy is a wish. Go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 a.m. is a command. It's a non-negotiable. Your only job is to execute the daily and weekly inputs. The outcome takes care of itself. Apply this process to every part of your 1-year vision: finances, career, relationships, skills. Break it down into quarterly, monthly, and finally daily, repeatable actions. This is your blueprint. It eliminates confusion and decision fatigue. You don't wake up wondering what you should do. You wake up and execute. This is how you stop wishing and start building. Section 3. The unfiltered mirror, radical self-awareness. Before you build a new house, you have to survey the land. You have to know exactly what you're working with, the solid ground and the unstable patches. This is radical self-awareness. It's about looking at your life with unflinching honesty without judgment or shame. Most of us live in a state of comfortable delusion. We think we spend less time on our phones than we do, and we think we eat healthier than we do. Radical self-awareness is about replacing those delusions with cold, hard facts. For 1 week, you're going to become a scientist of your own life. You need to track everything. First, track your time. Every hour, write down what you did for the last 60 minutes. Don't lie. If you spent it doom scrolling, write it down. At the end of the week, categorize it. How many hours went toward your vision? How many were just gone? The numbers might be shocking, but they're the truth. Second, track your money, every single dollar. Use an app or a notebook. Every coffee, every subscription, every impulse buy. Where is your money actually going? Is it building your future self, or is it just quieting your present self's boredom? Third, track your inputs. What are you feeding your mind? List the podcasts, YouTube channels, books, and people you're consuming. Are they making you smarter and more capable, or are they filling your head with garbage? You can't build an elite mindset on a diet of mental junk food. This isn't meant to make you feel bad. It's meant to empower you. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Once you have this data, you can see the patterns. You can identify the time sinks, the money pits, and the mental poison. And then you can perform targeted surgery on your life. That 90 minutes of mindless scrolling at night, that's now your dedicated reading time. That $150 a month on unused subscriptions, that's now your investment in an online course. You're consciously reallocating your finite resources, your time, money, and attention, from the person you are today to the person you're committed to becoming. We're about to hit the final 2 steps, and they're all about execution. Section 4. Curate your reality. Engineer a growth environment. One of the biggest lies in the self-help world is that willpower is all you need. It's not. Your environment will always be stronger than your willpower. You can't outgrind a toxic environment. If you're trying to quit drinking, but your fridge is full of beer and your friends only meet at bars, you're going to fail. The 4th step is to stop trying to overpower your environment and start engineering it to make good behavior the path of least resistance. You have to curate your physical, digital, and social reality to force your own growth. Of course, your personal drive matters, but you're playing life on hard mode if your environment is constantly working against you. Start with your physical environment. Your space should be a reflection of your future self. Want to be a writer? Your guest should be clean and inspiring, with your tools laid out and ready to go. Want to be fit? Lay your gym clothes out the night before. Put the healthy food at the front of the fridge and get rid of the junk. You're creating cues that prompt the right actions. It sends a powerful signal to your brain. A new person lives here now. Next, your digital environment. Your phone is either a tool for growth or a weapon of self-sabotage. For the next 90 days, it's a tool. Period. Delete distracting apps. Turn off all non-essential notifications. Unfollow every account that makes you feel envious or angry. Then, aggressively follow accounts that teach and inspire you. Curate your feed so that even when you're wasting time, you're accidentally learning something. Finally, and most importantly, your social environment. Motivational speaker Jim Rohn famously said that we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. While that's not a hard scientific law, the wisdom behind it is undeniable. The people around you shape your ambitions and your beliefs. This is often the hardest part. You may need to lovingly distance yourself from people who drain your energy and normalize your old habits. At the same time, you have to be intentional about finding people who are playing the game at a higher level. Find mentors, join communities, and surround yourself with people who hold you to a higher standard. You'll rise to meet it. Section 5. The Momentum Engine. Action, consistency, and proof. Everything we've talked about so far is just preparation. It's building the engine. This final step is about turning the key and actually driving. This is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's all about action, consistency, and stacking proof. Action is the bridge from your ideas to your results. But it has to be imperfect, immediate action. Perfectionism is just a fancy word for fear. People wait for the perfect moment that never comes. Look, for high-stakes medical or legal decisions, please take your time. But for most personal growth, your first workout will be clumsy. Your first sales call will be awkward. You have to be willing to be a beginner. The mantra here is progress, not perfection. But the real magic isn't in one brave act. It's in relentless consistency. Motivation is an emotion. It comes and goes. Discipline and habits are what create real change. You have to execute the inputs you define in step 2, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you cast a vote for your new identity. Each workout is a vote for I'm a disciplined person. Each page you read is a vote for I'm a lifelong learner. Consistency builds self-trust, which is the foundation of real confidence. Finally, you need to collect the receipts. Document your journey. Keep a journal, take progress photos, track your income, save screenshots of small wins. Your brain is wired to forget how far you've come. This documentation is your proof. It's undeniable evidence that you are changing. On the days you feel stuck, you can look back at your receipts and see the truth. This cycle action, consistency, proof creates a flywheel of momentum. It starts slow, but with each rotation, it gets easier and faster until it has a power all its own. And that's the framework. The 5 steps to becoming unrecognizable. 1. Rebrand your mindset from fixed to fluid. 2. Create a detailed blueprint for your future and reverse engineer it. 3. Use radical self-awareness to see where you truly are. 4. Engineer your environment to make growth inevitable. And 5. Power the engine with consistent action and proof. This isn't a quick fix. It's a fundamental rewiring of who you are. Transformation isn't one giant leap. It's 1,000 small, disciplined steps taken in the same direction, day after day. It's about choosing the person you want to become over the comfort of the person you've been. You have the system. The question is no longer, how do I change? The only question left is, will you do the work? The old you is gone the moment you decide. The new you is waiting to be built. Start today